everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Cynthia and today's video is a journaling with me video. So I've shared with you guys my very first entry in this journal and I just wanted to record some more journaling with me video. So as always, I've pre-selected some items that I would like to be journaling with today. I also have some items surrounding me, but I like to kind of pre-select some pieces so that I know my sentiments are going to be reflected in my journaling and that I'm organized without being restricted, if that makes sense. So here I'm just playing with a scrap of fabric and a journaling card. Anything that I use in this video that may be relevant, I will have listed down below. So if you're ever curious on where I like to purchase my items or where digital prints that I use are from, it's all listed down below. And obviously, if I don't mention something, please just comment and ask. I will be happy to share. So the first thing I'm doing here is using some tacky glue to glue down that piece of fabric. I'm using enough, but not too much. I still want the piece of fabric to kind of like lift up a little bit and be able to fold a little weirdly, and it's on, but it's a little bit loose, if that makes sense. I wanted to trim a little bit that piece of music paper. At first I was going to use my ruler, but then I figured why not just make it more, not organic, but less even, and do it by hand. So that's what I did, and I'm going to be using again some tacky glue to glue that down, and I'm not going to be putting glue to the very edge because I have an edge that's like lifting up a little bit from age, so I want to keep the texture that way, and just pressing that down with my bone folder. Now I'm just grabbing a piece of piano paper and ripping a piece of that to be able to include that in behind the image that I had selected. That's a vintage photo, and I just thought that it needed like something else. Sometimes like it's just one thing in behind isn't quite enough and I just want a little bit more, so I'm just playing around on where I could place that piece of piano paper so that I feel like the picture is well framed. And to place down the piano paper, I am going to be using my glue stick. And now placing the image, I use some double-sided tape for the photograph. I find that works really nicely with photos. And now I'm able to move on to the other side and kind of figure out how I'm going to be placing this journaling card. I wanted to have like kind of secret journaling for this spread, so I'm gonna use this like little ticket strip that I created, and I hadn't gotten around decorating the tickets or anything. So I'm going to use it as a journaling space. So I'm going to write at at the back and the front, the bunk of the tickets, and just leave like the very top ticket blank. And I'll decorate the front of the ticket, and then you'll see what I do. I'll start with this journaling. So I'm just adding some lines to make it look more like a label. And then what I am gonna do is put 2 holes through the whole thing. Like I'm gonna fold it up, poke 2 holes through it, and put a string through it. I think I use a piece of just regular thread, and I'm just going to put it to the side until I know where I want to place it. But essentially, like, this is meant to be some secret journaling, and I don't ever really intend to go back on there, but so I don't mind like making a hole through it, because I don't really expect anyone to go and check it either, if that makes sense. So you're just gonna see me kind of play around with how I'm gonna go around and make those holes and go through with the thread, and then I'm gonna move on to the next step before I do anything with it. I'm just gonna put it to the side a little bit for while I figure that out. I hope you're all doing really well. Please let me know down below how you're doing. What are you working on currently? As I'm recording this voiceover, I'm still working on 4 different journals, but I'm hoping to have a sewing machine soon, so I'll be able to finish up those journals and hopefully sell them. But obviously, if that happens, I'm gonna have all the information shared with everyone. But I'm really excited to finally just be creating again, and it just feels so nice to have a space where I can create, although I don't feel super organized still. Like, we're still missing a lot of furniture, and like I have boxes under my desk with my things, but it's still just night and day from not having a desk at all. So now I have the thread through, so nothing is going anywhere. So I'm just putting it to the side before doing some other secret journaling in behind this journaling card that I plan on somehow adding to the page. And so I settle on using a brad clip to add that on there, just trying to figure out where I want it to be placed. I'm moving on to wanting to add those little tickets onto that journaling card. So I'm just trying to figure out like how I'm gonna do that. And so I'm just gonna be poking my 2 holes and then kind of recircling back my thread through because I want to be able to tie a bow at the front of the tickets. I'm also going to be adding the date that I was journaling onto those tickets to give them another purpose. And then I'm just going to be adding a couple more elements to this page. And so I just wanted to add another touch of fabric onto here. So I grabbed some of this blue like cotton ribbon and I got that in a Happy Mail from Angela. And so I'm just trimming off a piece here that I'll be able to staple onto this page. I was kind of toying with wanting to use this little key, but I decided not to. I just felt like there was enough stuff on there. So I'm gonna redo this bow since it felt a little bit odd, just the way that it was falling. And I'm just stapling that in the corner. Just very simple. Whenever you do that, just make sure you only have one page. I am known to staple many pages together by accident, that is. And so here you see me, I was really wanting this key to work, but it wasn't working. So I'm just going to be adding my date, and then I'm going to be writing some sentiment onto the left page. And I just felt like I wrote it a bit weird. And you know, like that, I'm sure other people do that too. Like maybe you've done that before, that you try and write really nicely, but then like your spacing is not quite right and it just felt wrong. So what I decided to do was go with it, but then add a stamp onto it to kind of frame my writing a little bit more. And I ended up really liking it. And the stamp that I use, I got in a Happy Mail. Sarah shared with me such a generous Happy Mail. She's just so wonderful. And that particular stamp, I believe, was from Your Creative Studio. I haven't received one of their boxes before, like I haven't subscribed or anything, but I just know that it was from one of their like subscription boxes. So what I wrote here is, all we have is here and now. And that's from a song that I don't know right now if I can think of what song that's from. But it's one of my favorite lyrics, so I wrote that. And then you're just gonna see me grab this little like dragonfly on a flower stamp, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp that on. It like turned out way nicer than I thought it would, so that was great. But otherwise, that's everything for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing my process and that maybe it gave you some ideas on what you can create in your journal. I hope you're all doing really well, and I thank you so much for joining me today. I will talk to you all in my next one. Bye now.